Hey guys, Nick Showman from Showtime Strength. What I want to talk about is I get a lot of questions about accommodating resistance. What's the point? What's the difference in the bands, the chains, all right, and how to use it. All right, the issue with accommodating resistance that I see is more people use it incorrectly than correctly. When used correctly, accommodating resistance is the best thing to happen to strength training, I think, ever. All right, people can say it doesn't work. I've seen it work so many times on so many levels that it's hard to believe it doesn't work. I've seen it work with 12-year-olds, and I've seen it work with the top lifters in the entire world. All right, college athletes, high school athletes, whatever it might be. All right, so what people want to know is what's the difference in bands, what's the difference in chains? Here's my observation of the differences and why I'll either use bands or chains or a combination at different times throughout the year. So a band, when you stretch it, let go, it's like a slingshot effect. So with a band, you get an overspeed eccentric. So what that means, it's throwing you down. If you are squatting against bands, especially heavy bands, it is forcing you to the ground faster than it normally would with straight weight. With chains, it's not quite the same. All right, it's not an overspeed eccentric. All right, it's actually decelerated eccentric. The chains are unloading at a lot slower pace than the bands. All right, and now with that, so you have a deloaded or a slowed down eccentric, and then with chains, or you have an accelerated eccentric with bands. Now with that, bands will beat you up faster than chains. All right, after a 3-week wave of benching with bands, you will notice that your shoulders are getting beat up. All right, that's when it's a good time to go straight weight or chains. All right, same thing with squat. When you squat 3 weeks against bands using a straight bar, you will notice your shoulders getting beat up, whereas opposed to if you're using chains, it is not as violent on your body. One of my favorite things to do, and something we noticed with our college athletes over the summer, when used correctly, the combination of bands and chains, I think, is the best thing. All right, because the bands want to catch at a different spot, whereas with the chains, you're getting a gradual increase. Every link is about 2.5 pounds, 3 pounds maybe, somewhere in there. So every inch you're going up, you're gaining 2 pounds. The bands catch really hard about 3/4 of the way up. So they're not able just to coast through their movements. They now have to accelerate through the entire range of motion. All right, so those are the small differences. If you're just starting out at a garage gym, maybe try buying chains first before bands. It's more expensive initially, but the difference is bands will wear out. All right, now if it's just you training by yourself, a set of bands from Westside will last you a long time. All right, chains, you're not gonna have to replace. So that's what makes them very nice. And you can use them as weight on pull-ups, push-ups, whatever it might be. So they're multifaceted. All right, so try both out. Again, I've covered this in other videos, but if you're gonna set up bands, the biggest thing when setting up bands, you should have tension the entire range of motion. All right, so if you're squatting and you get down to the bottom and there's slack in the band, that's not right. All right, there should be tension. There shouldn't be slack in any motion. With chains, if they come off the ground, that's wrong. That's not accommodating resistance, that's weight. All right, now at the other end, if there's too much chain on the ground when you're at lockout, then you're not getting enough carryover, you're not getting enough effect. All right, so at the top of your movements using chain, there should be 2 to 3 links still on the ground. All right, anything more than that and you're not getting enough chain. All right, but again, if they're just swinging, then that's not good either. So try those out. If you guys have any questions about accommodating resistance, please let me know. Leave a comment below, or you can email me, nick@showtimestrength.com.